everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Nilu. I share tutorials and tips for web developers. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced coder, here is everything that you need to know. Let's code, learn, and grow together. Today I want to talk about Sass. What is Sass? Sass is SASS, which means synthetically awesome style sheets, and is a powerful extension of the CSS that allows you to use features like variables, nested rules, and mixing. And in this way you can have a more manageable and modular style for your website, and it's very useful and used a lot. So as I said, Sass has three main things: nested rules, mixing, and variable. For setting up Sass for a React application, you have to use npm install Sass. Okay, everything is set. If you go to your package.json, you can see that Sass is already in the dependencies, and now you can just hit the npm start and start it. Okay. Let's go to the app.js. In the app.js, I want to have a button. So I'm going to implement a button in actually I'm going to have a button that JS component, and in here I'm going to have const button is equal to children. Okay, not these children, and on click. Okay, on click, and after that's going to be arrow function and return my button, which is button, and it's having a class button. Let me just correct this button. Okay, and this button has children here, and also it has on click, and it has its class name, which is going to be our Sass. Okay, for this purpose we are going to build another file which its name is button.module.scss. okay, for this purpose we are going to add our style in here. So it is import a style from, and the name of the file is here .scss. okay, this is the style that comes from this button. Okay, and I'm going to write a style that, and after that we have to have our class, which is implemented in the Sass file. For example, here we have a button file, and in here we have these already implemented styles. And for the nested power that the Sass brings for us, we have to use this sign, and this referred to the button because it is nested in the button part. So it is button, and after that I have hover and background color. For example, after I hover, background color change to red. Okay, So I go back to the button, and in here I have button, and I just want to have my button and import button from button. Export. Okay, and in here I have my button. Okay, and in here I want to have something, for example, hover me. So as I hover, I change to the red. So this was one of the power of the Sass, which is the nesting. So if you, for example, have different containers, and in the containers you can have several children, so you can use this sign in order to have a nesting power. Another power of the React is the variable. You can define different variables in a separate file, and you can use it in your styles. So I'm going to create a variables that SCSS file, and in here for defining a variable you have to use a $sign and the name of the variable, which is, for example, primary color is equal to, usually the designers gives you these names and these values. For example, this is one of them, and I have already implemented several other things for different purpose. For example, for the hover, for the text color, for the padding. In this way I can just save my time, and it just gives me more reliability that I'm not going to have error related to the size or the color. Okay, for example, in the bottom module part I'm going to use the variables. So I need to import it first. For importing this you need to use add sign, import, and then the file, which is variable.scss, and you can now see that after that you have to have a semicolon, and now this is the primary color that I use, so I'm going to use this. Also you have to have your $sign, so it's going to be like this. Okay, the second feature of the Sass was the variable. For big projects, very useful to have variables separately and then use the variable in your file. Another thing which is very important is mixing. Mixing means that you can have a style as a function and use it in different parts. For this purpose also it is very handy to make a mixing file, and in the mixing file you can implement your mixing. For having your mixing you have to have add sign, mixing, and the name of the mixing. For example, its name is button style, and it takes some parameters just like a function. So the parameters are values, so it starts with the $. Background color, for example, it takes hover color, and it takes text color, and after that here we are going to just write our styles. So for this purpose we can use the things that we already had, which is this part, and put it in here. And for the background color, I use this background color. And for the text color, I use this text color. And with the $sign. Border is something else, font size, and hover color. So I just implemented my mixing, and I can use my mixing with different variable as the input. For this purpose I'm going to erase this part and use mixing instead. So for having my mixing, I have to first import it. So I'm going to import the mixing.css and should have include, and then the name of the mixing, and then you can have your variable. Also you can have something like red, blue, black. Okay, that's just when I hover should something happen, but it's better to have our own variable. So it's going to have this variable. As you can see now, we have the same thing that we already had before. And okay, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any question, please comment down below, and like and subscribe if you like this video. Bye.